you. We are going to start an interesting session. For the first time, I am asking you to decide the book, which I will write from tomorrow. SIP helps me to write a book. The two topics are how to kill the mind that does not exist, or twin karma. You can create your own destiny. So these are the two options of the two books I plan to write. And so we start. Get ready for the presentation. Sip Siba, Sip Sachin, Sip Aham Atma, Sip Atmanand, Sip Rajanand, Sip Girishanand, Sip Anand, Sip Girija, Sip Siri, Sip Lakshmi, Sip Premchandji, Sip Bliss, Sip Parvatiyama, Sip Renuka, Sip Anil, Sip Chotwani, Sip Yogini, Sip Siva, Sip Alak, Sip Sadanand, Sip Bliko, Sip Gigi, Sip Ansul, Sip Ahem, Sip Shire, Sip Jyoti, Sip Shadow, Sip Prakasha, Sip Sita, Sip Prakash, Sip Sanjay, Sip Krishnan Amma, Sip Soham, Sip Chidanand, Sip somebody on Motorola, Sip Samatma, Sip Chidanand. Welcome to the call, my dear friends. And today we have an interesting discussion, as I told you. It is for you to be able to suggest which book I will write. And I'm trying to tell you a little bit of the two possibilities of the two books. It's a part of our discussion, so it's not going to be a strange conversation. And you will get to help me decide on the book we are writing in the month of March. Here we go. So the two books, right? One book is How to Kill the Mind That Does Not Exist. How to kill the mind. If the mind does not exist, how to kill the mind. And twin karma. I'm not written a book on twin karma. I'm not written a book on karma for years. Our best-selling books are on karma. You can create your own destiny. Of course, one more new book is getting printed by Rupa Publishers. It is this on attraction. So I will tell you about that book also soon. I don't think I've spoken to you on that book. But once that book is released, I will talk to you on that book. So, my dear friends, let's start. Here we go. First option, we talk of the mind. The whole world is talking of the mind. But in the Zoom call, mind we cannot find. So the challenge is, if the mind does not exist, then how can you kill it? How can you kill it if it does not exist? Many people are confused. And therefore, this book will come back and talk about the mind. We're going to talk about what is the mind. What is the mind? So if you think that we don't need a book like this, you say cross mark. Or if you need a book like this, then you give me thumbs up. So the question is, what is the mind? It's a bundle of toxic thoughts. It appears to exist. In reality, there is no mind. That's why I often tell you that you have to be able to still the mind. Very often I tell you in my talks to you, कि मन बड़ा है चोर, चैन चुराता है, डर और चिंता में हमें डुबाता है, सत्य छुपाता है, मिथ्या दिखाता है, शांति जो अपनी मन चुराता है. So in the book I will talk. There's no Hindi songs in the book, but I will talk on how to kill the mind. When you cannot catch the mind, how can you latch the mind? In Zoom call, we have been talking, right? How to catch it and latch it. If you cannot still it, how can you kill it? So this is my new book proposed. In that book, I'm going to talk of 11 steps. You remember the 11 steps? How to kill the mind, which we cannot find, remember? Become aware of the mind. When the mind is attacking you, become aware. Flip to consciousness. AFSSSS. Still the mind. Sorry, separate the mind first. First, separate the mind. Then you are able to, still the mind, separate the mind, snatch the mind, and then stop it, crop it, chop it, drop it. Right? Correct? I'm thinking I'm making a mistake. So how you still the mind? You slow down MTR. You still the mind, then you separate the mind, push it aside. When you push it, you can snatch it, and you snatch it and take a thought, each thought, stop it, crop it, chop it, drop it. You activate the intellect. You move from a monkey to a monk. You flip from nep to pep. You be in yoga, you lock the door. So I will be covering this in this book. This is a book I want to cover this. And how to slow down MTR. How do you slow down MTR? Unless we turn to still the mind, we cannot discover consciousness. So this is an interesting book, right? I want to talk on this book. How can we activate the intellect? I don't know whether we have got a book like this. You must tell me. Do you all have a book like this where we can activate intellect? We can remain in consciousness. We lock the mind, we block it, we build a dam, the gushing river of thoughts. With the intellect, you are able to block the mind, lock the mind. Then how to move from a state of mind to a state of consciousness. Correct? Because if the mind appears, consciousness disappears. If consciousness appears, the mind disappears. How to reach that state of BBC? So probably in the book, we will talk about BBC, bring back consciousness. All the concepts of the mind, of consciousness, will appear in this book, the first option. Remember, there are two options. And since I write the book for you, I am asking you, because the book is for you. Then we will cover what are thoughts. You remember what is a thought? By now, many of you have become masters. You will tell me the definition. A thought is nothing but an impulse. An impulse is an expression of of emotional impression in our consciousness. Because of emotional impressions in consciousness, an impulse of expression comes. Therefore, there are positive thoughts, negative thoughts. But the mind, only negative thoughts. Mind is MIND, misery, ignorance, negativity, and desire. So then in this book, we will also talk about the thought chain. Thoughts create feelings, feelings create actions, actions create habits, habits create character, character creates destiny. By changing your thoughts, by changing your emotions, emotion, energy in motion, you can choose your destiny. So this is the only common point of the two books. Both talk of destiny. Recently, we talked about samadhi. Today, many of the seekers, Zoomers, came to meet me today, and they came and met me in my office. Krishna, Chidanand, Siva, all came to meet me. Atmanand. We had a discussion, and we brought up the topic on samadhi. How to be in that state of samadhi. Samadhi means no thought. You dissolve, individual consciousness dissolves into universal consciousness. How to express those moments when there is no mind. So, my dear friends, this is what we have been talking about, right? And this book is therefore a book which will also cover what I tell you, Sat Chit Anand. How to be in a state of Sat Chit Anand. So, all this is required in the journey. But I am confused as to which book to write. Should I write a book on mind, or should I write a book on twin karma? So this is where we are stuck. And today I am asking you, what is the book that you think will be more useful? Whether you want a book on samadhi, on consciousness, on mind, on thoughts, on negativity, positivity, how to live in consciousness. To live in consciousness, how to be a master of the mind, how to leave the mind behind. For this truth, realization of the truth, who am I? Body is hardware, mind is software. Where does the software come from? Why are we born? Why did we come to earth? Why we took this birth, this rebirth? The mind and ego carries karma and comes to this world. How to become a Jivan Mukta? How to be a Sthit Pragya? How to live in Sat Chit Ananda? Right? How to be in that state of eternal bliss, living in truth consciousness. So this is the first option of the mind. For this, we have to eliminate the mind. We have to still the mind. We have to kill the mind. The greatest challenge of life. How are we going to do it? All this comes in book number 1. The mind is our biggest enemy. Mind is our biggest enemy. Kill the mind before the mind kills you. If you don't kill the mind will kill us. Every moment we live, the mind is creating the seven miseries. Have I told you of the seven miseries? Remember, fear, worry, stress, anxiety, regret, shame, and guilt. Then it activates the ego, and the ego creates seven monsters. What are seven monsters? Anger, hate, revenge, jealousy, pride, greed, and selfishness. So, this is the book. I don't know whether you want to comment on this book before I go to the next book, or should I give you both the books? Because in this book, I will cover Man ye dushman bada, hame tata sada, man ye dushman man ye. So, this is the challenge. Huh? How to be able to overcome the mind, how to be able to still it and kill it. So, my dear friends, first book option. So, I want to know, should I continue on the second book, or you want to comment on the first book, How to Kill the Mind That Does Not Exist? Or should I give you the next book, Twin Karma, How Can You Create Your Destiny? So, what should I do? Bliss, unmute Bliss. Should you want to comment on this book, or should I give you my next book? I'm asking you the first question. Bliss.
Swan, dear, Swan,
Shivam.
everyone. Love
Yes.
you, love you. I think this book will be very a good idea because many people know about karma, and it's already something people have an idea what happened with the karma. So control the mind is very difficult for everyone. So we have to make this book because I think this book is very helpful.
Okay. So Bliss is giving a comment. She's saying, I'm not waiting for karma. I don't want karma. I want the book on mind. And other people may be waiting for both the books. So anybody wants to tell me about mind? Otherwise, thank you, Bliss. Otherwise, I'm going to start telling you about the book on karma. So first book, How to Kill the Mind That Does Not Exist. There is no mind. So first we talk of the mind. Does the mind exist? Does the mind not exist? How to kill it? Oh, what Bliss told. The mind is the biggest rascal. One of my first books, which was the best book, is called The Mind is a Rascal. It was my book number, I think, book number 7. Out of 90 books, it is book number 7. And till today, I love that book. We have a second edition of that book. But I am now moving on to the second book. The second book is called Twin Karma. You can create. Oh, Will wants to talk. Yes, Will. Will wants to talk. Will, you want to give a comment on this book before I go on to the next book? Will.
Yes, I think we've been asked to decide between a book on actual practice versus a book, I think, on theory. And I think practice has got to predominate, is my view.
And which book is practice? You're talking about karma.
No, I think the one on the mind is as an actual practice. You're talking about the most important task. You know, the mind is the most important rascal in the world. And for my view, if you want to do both, and you want to do one first, I think the emergency, like the fire engine, has got to put the fire out before you start rebuilding or any other thing. And I
Good
think
point.
that the mind has got the if you call the architects before you call the fire engine, I think you got the wrong way around there.
Okay, I like your point. What you're saying is that the emergency situation in terms of the mind, and the mind is really destroying people. So thank you, Will, and thank you, Bliss. But let me, Shair has come. Yes, Shair. Before I get on to book number 2, Shair.
So, Shivam Prabhu,
Sure.
I think both books are very important. So both books should be written actually. It's a matter of priority. Okay, which one is? But I think how to kill the mind can also include some seekers' experiences that how they managed it. That gives the reader an actual experience. It is not only telling from your point of view. It can also be maybe anonymous, or maybe they want to give their own views, and that can be drafted as their experience in that situation, how they did, etc., implementation, and that always helps
Okay,
others.
so you take up the task whenever we're writing this book on mind, take up the task of getting collecting people's thing. They can send it to me directly. They can send you a copy. We can give it to our Aero and editing team. they will go through, and maybe we have a chapter on testimonials, on people who have learned the
Testimony.
art, the art of mind management. We will say mind management testimonials. So how have people been able to do it? Very good suggestion. Thank you, Shahid. So I gave chance for everybody to intercept my presentation. I'm now going on to the second book that is there, and the second book is What is Karma? What is karma? The book is titled Twin Karma: How You Can Change Your Destiny. Correct? So, twin karma. Some people say karma, karma. मतलब अरे कर्मा हो गया तो मतलब मर गया. Prarabdha karma. I mean, today when people came to my office to talk to me, some of you came. You all asked some. Who asked me? I don't remember. I think Chidananda. But how can we get rid of prarabdha karma? Somebody asked me that today. I'm not sure. So you, as long as you're holding on to the prarabdha karma, it's your karma. The moment you let go of prarabdha karma, if you are not the karta, if you are not the doer. So what in this book, what I cover, everybody knows about karma, but nobody understands the law. If the world understood the law, then there would be not so much evil in this law. Correct? So the recently I wrote one song, कर्मों के कानून से जैसा हमने किया वैसा ही फल मिला जिसने कर्म बुरे किए हैं कांटों का हार मिला. Of course that we have got to do good karma and not bad karma. But in the song, what do I say? जन्म लिया क्यों जन्म लिया कर्मों के कारण ही हमको ये जन्म है मिला. जैसे करेंगे हम कर्म कमाएंगे वैसे जीवन होगा. अच्छे बुरे जो कर्म हम है करते उनका फल है मिलता. इस जन्म में गर हिसाब ना हो तो पुनर्जन्म होगा. So we have to understand. We have to understand, correct? What? That if we don't transcend karma, we are in a big problem. एहसास होता हो जिसे एहसास होता एहसास जिसको ये होता है वो तन मन ना वो आत्मा कर्मों से वो मुक्ति पाता उसके कोई कर्म ना कर्म योगी बन के वो है जीता कोई कर्म ना करता जो भी वो करता प्रभु है कराता वो मुक्त है हो जाता. So this is the song on the book on twin karma. If you ask anybody in this world how many types of karma are there, they will tell you there are 3 karmas. You ask anybody in the world, they will tell prarabdha karma, agami karma, sanchita karma. But if you ask any awakened person, what are the 2 karmas we need to deal with? Only 2 karmas. Only prarabdha and agami. Sanchita karma does not belong to us. Sanchita karma belongs to our ignorance. Only the opening balance and current account matter. The corpus, if you drop the karma through twin karma, then there is no corpus. How many people understand this? That's why there are 2 books I'm wanting to write. Maybe one book will be in March, one book will be in April, unless we get some new idea. I don't decide the book, SIP decides the book. But the book I'm talking about now, life is twin karma. What is unfolding in our life depends only on 2 accounts. The karma we brought to earth and what we do after our birth. These are the 2 karmas that matter. Only 2. The opening balance and the current account. Correct? Prarabdha karma, agami karma. So we can't change prarabdha karma. We can't change our past karma, but we can change our present karma. Because we can change our present karma, we can change our destiny. How many people know it that we can control our destiny? On Shivratri, I sang this song. Huh? I think many of you came for Shivratri. What did I say? जाने कहाँ गए वो दिन कहते हैं जो जीवन खो देते प्रभु को वो ना पाते हैं। मकसद जीवन का जो ना समझे यूं ही जीवन गवाते हैं। जीते वो है और मर जाते हैं। मकसद जीवन का है प्रभु पाना। Our job is not just to come and go. Our job is to discover the true meaning of this show. Unfortunately, we don't just. जीवन का मकसद एक है, कर्मों से मुक्त हो जाना है। अच्छे कर्मों में जो फंसते हैं वो भी पुनर्जन्म लेते हैं। कर्म योगी मुक्त हो जाता है, प्रभु को वो ही पाता है। So some people have this wrong feeling. If I do good karma, I will attain moksha. If you do good karma, you cannot attain moksha. If you do good karma, you will come back in Punarjanma. Therefore, in this book, I talk of transcending karma, being free from twin karma, living as a karma yogi, and our favorite formula of this call, ABCD. How to live with ABCD. So in this book, we will talk of all this. And so this is the second option. If we discover the truth of twin karma, we can become the master of our destiny. We can control our destiny. But more important, we can attain realization and liberation and unification. So, my dear friends, these are two options. I want to ask you which book you prefer and why. Premchand ji wants to answer, and I will go by Premchand ji first and then Ratna. But before I hand over to you, see, I don't decide which book I write. SIP decides. And I only write as per SIP. Today's SIP told me, ask the Zoom call, ask the genuine seekers which book we should write. Either we write the first book, which is the mind, how to still it and kill it, and to attain peace, love, and bliss. Second book on karma, how we can control our destiny. So this time I'm stopping 5 minutes earlier because I want you to suggest which book we write. Next week, I hope to talk to you why we need a living master to be enlightened. Next week, why we need the guru, the living master, it should not be a master who has passed away. Why we need a living master. That's the next week talk. But I have now Premchand, Ratna, Ahemsip, Atmanand, Rekha Parvani. We have 5 people who want to talk, and I am therefore handing over the call to you. Premchand ji.
Shivam Gurudev.
Shubham ji.
The first book related to mind is related to the spiritual path that who are seeking enlightenment, who are seeking it. The second part in common parlance, people talk, "Arey yaar, kismat mein yahi tha." So it may attract more people if it is right. If it is presented at this time, it may attract thousands of people. यार भाग्य क्या होता है, तो ये ज्यादा पब्लिक को पसंद आ सकती है, जो कि फिर वो आगे जाकर के वो माइंड के बारे में सोच सकते हैं, स्पिरिचुअलिज्म के बारे में सोच सकते हैं। मगर इन कॉमन पार्लेंस आदमी यही कहता रहे यार किस्मत में यही था, उस किस्मत को चेंज करना वो आप गाइड करेंगे, तो ये जनरल पब्लिक के लिए बहुत बढ़िया होगा। तो आई सजेस्ट दैट यू गिव प्रायोरिटी टू इट।
Karma book. So Premchand ji is telling you priority to karma and mind can follow.
Mind can follow. क्योंकि कर्मा जनरल पब्लिक की चीज है, माइंड फिलोसॉफिकल चीज है।
Actually, Karma book is the best selling book. हमारे 90 books में number 1 selling book is Karma.
Yes, sir.
So
it is my request, suggestion. although I am not in a position to suggest, I can only request. But it will attract more masses.
Today I am requesting for your suggestion.
Yes, sir. Think over it.
And thank you, Premchand ji. Ratna. Yes, Ratna. I think, have you come on the call before? Ratna Jera.
Yes, sir. Namaste, sir. Namaste so much.
Namaste.
Today is the first time I'm attending the Zoom. And on the Shivratri day, whole night, we had a great opportunity to listen to so much in our life that we know little here, little there, and we get confused. As our mind is a ghost, it will not allow us to be still. That
Very
day,
good.
I got an opportunity to answer to one of the question and win the prize also. It was a biggest moments in my life. And we whole night we have understood so many things where nobody can teach us in such a beautiful way, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you from my bottom of my heart. And after I won the book, I got the opportunity to go through the book. I'm having internal peace, sir. This is the truth, what I'm telling to you. After coming to Shivaratri and coming back to home, normally I get into too much of tension, work, all that. I don't know, somewhere internal peace, I'm able to experience it in such a beautiful way, sir.
Thank you,
When it
Ratna.
comes to, yes, sir. When it comes to book, I have not read many books of yours, just one I'm going through. Now, I think the book which will be very useful to all of us is, I think, karmas only, sir. Because we are all stuck in that word karma. We don't know where it begins and where it ends. And if we can get more, our mind wants some clarity. Because our mind, we cannot control it. One day, by going through all your teachings and everything, we may get to know more about the mind and everything. But I always request you to go give some more books on karma, which can help us to come out of this
Very good.
golden cage. Golden cage. Your that words, I am able to recollect every word of yours whole night, sir. Thank
Very
you
nice.
so much.
So
Thank
thank
you
you. Not
so much.
thank you. Not everybody is blessed like you to stay awake in the night and to pay attention. I remember meeting you. I think when you left at 4:30 in the morning. I think I met you
Yes,
when you
sir.
left. Right?
I stayed till 5 o'clock, sir,
Yeah.
because
And you met
we did not visit the temple, everything we did. And again, we took the book also. I met you also while coming out, sir.
Yeah,
You were there.
I remember. Yeah, I remember that. So very good. Please join Zoom call whenever you can. 8 o'clock every day Zoom call. Every
No,
day
sir.
people are
I
doing
will
this.
join every day, sir. No
Yeah,
doubt.
people ask questions. People will ask questions, and you can also ask questions. And I'm
Yes, sir.
noting your preference on karma. I'm noting it, and I'm happy.
Definitely.
I'm happy that at least Shivratri got out of thousands of people, one person also if they joined the call means Shivratri is successful. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Aham sep.
Shivoham Guruji, I love you and bow down to everyone on this call. Guruji, both the topics are important. On mind, you have already written books. Mind is a rascal, Stop It Stupid, Flip from Mind to Consciousness. And on karma, you have written A to Z of karma and life is karma. So both the books are important from my point of view. To some extent, we have controlled mind and ego. So I would prefer to go in for twin karma. And I would request in both the books, you please give practical examples. How to surrender, how to transcend our karma, how to arpan everything to God. So if practical examples could be given, then it will be very helpful.
My guru used to always write practical suggestions in his book. I should start that. We should have a section called practical suggestions. Please note, we will have a section called practical suggestions. I think it's a very good idea. Thank you for your practical idea. So I
Thank
think
you.
you're also suggesting karma. So we have got 2-3 people who spoke of mind and 2-3 on karma. So we are still at the same point where we started, unless we have some strong contenders. So let us see. But both the books he will write practical suggestions, whether it is mind or karma. If one book we do in March, maybe one book we'll do in April. But
Yes,
which
please
one?
write both the books. Yeah, please write both the books.
Tomorrow I have to start one book tomorrow morning. So that's why I'm asking you today. Atmanand, thank you, Ahimsa. Atmanand and Rekha Parvani.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji.
Siri and Krishna. Picks. Yes.
I think both the topics are good, but and I think you should write on both. But my preference would be on karma, because at least I also spoke, right. I feel typically people take karma as destiny, right, as something that we can't do. So I think the twin karma aspect of it also tells the free will aspect. I think that's very important to tell. And
Make
the
sense.
other
Free
is,
will is very important. Yes, I must
yeah,
cover free will if I write that book. Yes.
yeah, and that's the key essence of twin karma, at least the way I learned from you. And the other point which I always credit you is the transcending the karma. And the third is, typically there's a myth that if you do good karma, you will get moksha, but you are the one who tells that good karma actually will create a bondage. So I think these 3 points need to be covered, and there's a lot of myth around it, and getting clarity around it will really help people. So that's why my vote is for the karma thing, but both the books are good.
Yeah. No, so as I told you, I also think both books are good, but one book we start tomorrow. So and I'm sharing both the ideas with you. And I like your like how I himself give idea practical suggestions, what you've spoken. Sometimes a part escapes us. Like today, did you all check whether Dvaita is part of roadblocks to enlightenment? It's not there. Today in our discussion, we realized roadblock to enlightenment, Dvaita. It is an additional roadblock as long as, but I think religion is there. I think religion is there, so it's covered. Probably religion is covered. Thank you, Atmanand. Rekha Parwani. And then Siri, Krishna and Pix. Rekha Parwani. Unmute Rekha Parwani. Rekha Parwani. Yes, please. Unmute and speak.
Yes. Shivoham,
Yes.
I too feel both are very important, but I also stress on karma because of this twin karma, many of us don't have the knowledge, not us, like everybody. And for me also, I want to know more about this karma, like how to transcend, like practically. Today, Kavita and myself are talking about this only, that when you say we have transcend karma, so we think, okay, accept and surrender, but still that is not the only way to transcend karma. So practically, how do we do it? I also wanted something in that. And I have a question. Can I ask you
Yes.
about Sanatan Dharma? I want to ask you.
Will you make note of it and ask after this book part is over?
Ask after
But
this.
no, please note the question. Don't forget the question. Okay.
No.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
Siri.
Thank you.
Siri and Krishna.
Shivoham,
Yes.
even I wanted twin karma because mind, I think after this 11 points you had given, we had a good session on this 11 points and we have been keep on repeating those things. But twin karma, though we had sessions, I don't know, some way that free will and to go to a destiny. So I request you to give, write the book on twin karma first. My request.
Okay.
Hello, sir, can you
Yes,
hear
yes.
me?
Yeah, I can. I'm hearing you.
Okay.
I'm trying to absorb what you're saying.
Yes,
So you're saying twin karma because you feel that is more helpful, is what you're saying.
correct. It's good.
Thank you. Thank you, Siri.
I couldn't make it. I don't know, due to some circumstances, I was unable to. I wanted to come at least for today, but somehow I couldn't make it. Yeah.
Okay, those who came for both, those who came for Shivratri, today was a bonus. Today we just
Anyway,
had some good.
Shivaratri, I couldn't come. It was not my decision, but only for today I thought of coming just for 2-3 hours,
Yeah.
but somehow I couldn't make it.
Today you missed good idli dosa.
Idli dosha daily meeting. I don't want idli dosha. I want to meet you.
Okay, good. So next time when the opportunity comes, all right.
Okay,
So
okay.
Krishna, thank you, Krishna, and Krishna sitting with the battalion. Krishna, Ruth, Anu, I see Sarlanand. 3 people, 3 in 1. Yes,
Shivoham Guruji.
Shivoham.
Guruji, I wanted to say that please write book on mind because if mind is going in the right way, automatically we'll do the right action and the karma will be good.
Rumataji,
So mind, you're saying mind again. Huh? After 3-4 people have done karma. So I thought that if all of you said one book, it would be very
No.
easy.
Yeah, मुझे भी कृष्णोहम
Krishnoham. Bolo.
and मुझे mind because in spite of getting so much of lessons on karma, whatever, when I see my roadblocks, especially on self-certification, it is because chit is becoming man. So Satchit Anand is not happening. So that 11 points which you gave was very good. BBC was good. So that would help many. Nobody has addressed this subject. Karma, bahut people have written. Of course, twin karma is a new term for us. But Nobody has given us steps to address the mind, though it is not existent, it is non-existent. So 11 steps for us was very good. And I was writing a problem sheet also, why Chit is becoming Man. And so that is very important, sir, for our, yeah.
How to kill the mind you cannot find. What's the title? I don't know. How to kill the mind that you cannot find.
Yeah,
Okay.
and why Chit is, in spite of knowing and all the knowledge, why Chit is slipping to mind. So all the problem starts with that.
Actually, you're right that mind is a very core problem. But so many people are also ignorant about karma. So, I mean, luckily, we are getting endorsement from both the books. But only one book will start tomorrow. I can't start both the books tomorrow. Tomorrow we have to start only one book. Yeah, one book we will start on 1st April.
Guruji, one more thing I wanted to ask. Conscious karma and unconscious karma both play a role in our life.
There's nothing called unconscious karma.
मतलब एक कर्मा हमें पता है कि हाँ हो रहा है और हम कर रहे हैं, एक कर्मा हमें पता ही नहीं चलता.
अगर पता नहीं चलता वो कर्म होता ही नहीं.
अच्छा, सही.
Karma is only what you do consciously. What you're doing unconsciously does not get recorded in karma.
Yeah, good evening, AiR.
Good evening.
Yeah, love
Important
you,
point in
love you
karma,
all.
conscious. Karma is only conscious karma. Yes, Sarlana.
Yeah, love you, AiR. Love you all. We had
Yes,
a good
love you
time in
all.
the afternoon.
Huh?
We had a good time in the afternoon.
Yes.
We spent some time with you, no? That part I'm telling.
Good. I also enjoyed spending time with you all.
Then mind is the culprit. Mind is the rascal. First, you have to kill that. We means I have to kill that. My preference is first book, Mind. Then everything will fall in the order. That is my suggestion.
Good.
Okay, thank
So
you.
we thank you. We are still.
Rumata also.
कहाँ पे आप लोग सब 4 लोग? हाँ.
प्रणाम गुरुजी, दोनों इम्पोर्टेंट है. मेजॉरिटी वाला आप स्टार्ट कर दें, जिसके लिए ज्यादा मेजॉरिटी है.
Okay.
So four
votes for mine, Guruji.
No, Rumataji did not give mind vote. Rumataji said go by majority. She said don't. She said both are good. Rumataji is neutral. Fix Prabhu.
Shivam
Prabhu and
Guruji.
Krishna. Shivam sir.
According to me, currently there is a full of mental hospitals, and all the people are suffering due to mind. Even kids are suffering due to mind. मेरा 8 साल का बेटा बोल रहा है मेरा मन कर रहा है, मेरा मन कर रहा है. तो that mind is the biggest problem, biggest rascal in our life. People are spending time on screens, mobiles, laptops due to mind only. People are going to entertainment, to live enlightenment due to mind only. So according to me, mind is the preference book according to me, because we all are the spiritual seeker. That's why we know the karma and mind. But general peoples are not aware about the karma, but they are aware about the mind because they are suffering due to mind.
No, what you're saying is very point. The pressing point. The pressing point is sometimes mind is a very pressing point. I completely agree. But now I've come to know that we have got 2 books already ready. One for March, one for April. Thank you, Will again. Will Atmanand, Ahem Atma. Thank you. And Rekha Parvani can come back with your question because now so many people have spoken. Yes, Will.
Shivahang Sip. Well, thank you for. I got a second chance to say this, but personally, I'm extremely interested in karma. I have to say, like in terms of interest, that's the first point. The second point is that jnana, I think what you call jnana yoga, which is the yoga of study. I think also the book really karma is perhaps of more interest to people. I think that reading and studying is also a yoga, if I'm not incorrect in saying that. And I think that this would be good for people who enjoy studying. And the third point I would say is, if you're writing a book on karma, of course, I would like you to be able to incorporate any reflections or that the Buddha had on the subject. I don't know if that's easy to do, because to this day, I still have yet to see a good book on the Buddha's description. But I could say,
Buddhist description is very confusing because there's so many different views. But if you have something, the Buddha said very clearly that we should do good karma, right? The Buddha said we should do good karma. But because the Buddha did not talk of rebirth, though he spoke, I think he spoke about rebirth, right? But he didn't speak about the soul. So there's a little lacune. Of course, the Buddha spoke about rebirth, right? He said that we have to be free from the cycle, correct? What is nirvana?
Well, all these are huge subjects. I need to sit down and I could
Okay.
send you files I've got, but to tell you the truth, I know in my mind the book still needs to be written, and I know in my mind people still, even Buddhists, I feel, don't really understand. And one of the important aspects that the Buddha talked about was the wearing away of karma by receiving the consequences. When we receive the consequences of karma, that is called the wearing away of karma. That's the first point. And secondly, he said, there is no enlightenment until you have worn away your karma. These are the two important aspects.
Okay, so let us see. You are right now, are you Buddhist or are you Christian? I get confused.
I don't have, I say all is one, God is one. How can you
But
divide?
you don't follow any one path as such.
I don't divide like that. I think now is the age of interspirituality. I don't really adhere.
Okay.
I know that people, each one has got positive and negative, and you have to be
Okay.
careful.
Yeah, I just was curious. I was curious because you sometimes you speak on both the religions. You sometimes speak very much on Buddhism, and you
Well,
also speak on Christian.
I think Christ is, I mean, I would like to see you writing a book on these other religions because I think they should be willing to come and discuss the issue with you. The separation, it's not like that. Christ doesn't divide. And I think Christ is very badly misunderstood. And I think also the Buddha is misunderstood. So I think it would be good to write a third book if you're ever thinking of writing a book, but on interspirituality. I think there's too many advantages we can have if we discuss issues together instead of competing.
Okay, we should think. I have read one book called Religion and Spirituality, but I think this will become another book. Let us see. Thank you, Will. Atmanand and then Atma, Siva and Payal.
Yeah, Shivam Guruji, I have a question. So if you want, I can come later after the book
No,
discussion.
ask me. Now we are through with the book. Anybody can tell us about the book, but let's start questions as well.
Yeah, so I think this is a little continuation of what we discussed today afternoon. We were talking about duty, and we said that duty towards a parent is very important. And till some level, it is important for our children's also. I wanted to check with you, what about the spouse part?
What about spouse?
I mean, like, what is our duty? Like, how long is that duty, and how is that?
So spouse becomes a part of your life. If you have a spouse, then the spouse has a duty towards you. You have a duty towards the spouse. It's both ways, right? Sometimes it becomes one-sided. So only one person has got duty, the other doesn't have duty. Then there is no beauty. So in a spouse, if basically, let me change the word spouse to a partner. Okay. There are two partners. So today people are having live-in relationships. People are having different kind of. So if there are two people who are living together, I think there is mutual obligation. There's a mutual obligation, and that mutual responsibilities must balance. Sometimes when one is attached to the other, then one suffers. If one is attached to the other, then there's a big problem because you get. But I think, for example, if you, now coming back to your direct question, as a man, a woman, they say, wants three things. She wants you to provide, to protect, and then if there is magic, then she wants you to pamper. But the third P is all depending on the magic of the relationship. But the first two P's, you provide and protect. That is something which, as a spouse, as a partner, I think it's your responsibility. Otherwise, you should not be partners. If you are partners, then you provide and you protect. Some people don't provide, don't protect, but they want to be pampered. It doesn't work like that. It's a very interesting conversation. We can get into this as a Zoom call subject one day. But to close, let us do our duty. And also, if you see SIP in all, then you just continue doing your duty the best way you can. Thank you, Atma.
Guruji, now only I reached home. I was traveling in a car actually. I could not speak to you since I was driving.
That we know.
Normally on the election day,
Every day is your driving time. That's standard thing. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Tell us your question.
Normally on the standard election duty time, if the time is there, up to that we can vote. Hope that since you have started Ask AiR session, majority of the persons have casted their vote. My vote, I hope that it will be registered and it should be a valid vote. I'm going to talk about the opinion about the books. Normally the society always blames the parents, the God, the nature, the circumstances for their sufferings in their life. I think I in every meeting I am telling that I am going through your past question paper like that. In one of the session you discussed about twin karma. In few days before also I asked you about twin karma. I am very happy that you have decided to write a book on that actually. Since we are the masters of our destiny, our past karma decides our present destiny. Our present karma is going to decide our future destiny. Therefore, if you are going to, I prefer to vote only for twin karma because that is most important. Why I am telling that? Because past karma, if I am going to accept, how to accept it, how to surrender it. If you can add more points on that, definitely, by accepting for whatever apple seeds. Acceptance and surrender. If you are going to stress more importance, it's my humble suggestion. Because we are the authors of our destiny. But the entire world, nobody realizes it. Mind management, uske baare mein bahut sara books hai. Usko scrap it, catch it. These are all the new terms I'm learning from you. But this twin karma, how to accept our past karma, you have given in your books. Apple seed डालने में apple ही आएगा. उसको कोई किसी का मन एक्सेप्ट नहीं करेगा actually. Similarly, in future, after 10 years, if I am suffering, that is due to my present karma or to the past karma, I will be suffering. Therefore, the topic of twin karma is most important with the aspect of acceptance and surrender. Yeah, if you give good thoughts on that, definitely it's a direct approach to the enlightenment. We will reach the enlightenment directly. Unification with the God or whatever is that. Therefore, twin karma, I vote for it actually, please.
Thank you, Atma. Thank you, Siva, Payal, Soham, Rekha. 4 people have hands up.
Hello.
Siva.
Yes, can you hear me, Guruji?
Yes, I can hear you. Please speak.
Okay. Even I will say both the books are very important because, of course, 2 books I have gone through your previous books also, but still there is some clarity which is, you say I am in consciousness, but why do we slip to mind even for a minute? Why do we slip? That how can we avoid that slipping? That we get more clarity. Because once you slip, you come back to consciousness, that is okay. But first it's it is sleep when you are in consciousness. That is what I want more clarity on that. And the second is karma. Karma actually transcends the karma. When you are in body and when you are not in body and mind, you go bow down karma. You transcend the karma.
Okay, Siva, thank you. Your voice is not very. Yeah, your voice is not very clear, but we have captured your suggestion of both the books. We have captured. Your voice is not very clear. Thank you, Payal.
Okay, because I am still on my way to my house, so that is why.
Okay. You travel safe. Please travel safe. Payal and Soham.
Pranam Guruji, Shubham.
Payal, how are you? Bolo.
Good. I think both the topics are important, but topic number 2, which is create your destiny, takes me to a mind state. It gives me a feeling that future. So maybe we need to tweak the topic of the book. Maybe it should be reformed as twin forces of karma and how your action create your reality. Or it can be given as living the karma you create, a guide of self-empowerment, or it can be the now of karma, creating your path through present choices. So I think it will be more catchy for people to rectify things in present than actually thinking what it will lead up to. It's very important to fix your present right, then to think about what will happen in future. That's
Send
my
me this.
suggestion.
You've written down this title suggestion. WhatsApp me
Yes,
the title
I've
suggestion.
actually sent it to the administrator, all three topics.
Okay,
So-
so we are capturing your suggestion on karma, the book on karma, and you've given 3 titles. Thank you. That was
Yeah.
practically helpful. We will register your suggestions. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right,
Thank you, Payal. Soham and Rekha. Soham and Rekha. Unmute Soham. Unmute Rekha as well. So, hi, Soham.
Yeah, Shivam, sir.
Soham.
Yeah, my suggestion would be Mind. I'd go with that book. So
Okay.
both are important. My suggestions, Mind.
Okay, good. So, like I said, I didn't know that we'll have such a bouquet of both mind and karma book suggestions, because everybody is passionate about your suggestion. But you got both the ideas, both the books. As I said, one we'll write from in March and one we'll write in April. If God is willing, these 2 books are to be written.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you. Rekha Parvani and Girija has also come up.
Shivoham,
Last 5 minutes for questions. Anybody wants questions? Last 2-3 minutes. Yes, Rekha.
I wanted to have more knowledge about Sanatan Dharma. And is it what I understand, because you sang some bhajans, it's the same teaching. Sanatan Dharma is your teachings, which I have understood. Like, is it the road to moksha and neti neti tattvamasi? Does this come from?
Yes, actually, you're right. You're absolutely right. All what I talk to all of you is all Sanatan Dharma.
Yes.
But the country does not understand what is Sanatan Dharma. Sanatan Dharma, according to the country, is I want to be Sanatani and Jai Shri Ram and Hare Krishna. And the whole idea of Sanatan Dharma is not understood clearly by people.
Yes. So
But what I told you on Shivratri, what I explained to you, Sanatan Dharma can be understood in 12 words. 12 shabdon mein. Correct?
Yes.
And that is all you know, the Mahavakyas, 10 words and Neti Neti. So that is Sanatan Dharma. Whatever I talk is Sanatan Dharma.
Yes.
Thank you. You already have a book on Sanatan Dharma. Girija, Sukhi, Meenakshi, Aham Atma. Thank you. 4 more questions. We end, please. After Aham Atma, and Meenakshi is there, right? Girija, Sukhi, Meenakshi, Aham Atma. 4 questions for today.
Shivom Guruji.
Shoham.
Guruji, for me, both the books will be very helpful and knowledgeable, because I've just stepped into this path and it's a long way to go for me. But I'll prefer How to Kill the Mind, because once if you do that, it will be easy to for everything, like for meditation, to go in a enlightenment path. I think How to Kill the Mind is more important.
No, you are right.
For
Actually,
me.
we are giving a valid point. But once you kill the mind, then you're able to also understand twin karma better.
Yes.
But point is, many people feel that necessity of twin karma being such a pressing topic. But your point is, as we are going to go through this call and decide one of the books from tomorrow. Thank you, Girija. Sukhi, Meenakshi, Aham Atma.
Shivoham, sir.
Shivoham.
I go down to all the SIP on the call. As per me, both the books are very good, but mind I would select, because if we can understand mind properly, because it has been interpreted very wrongly, the term mind. So that will give us clarity in helping us to understand karma. And I had one more question. You have A to Z second edition for karma. So what is the difference in that? I haven't seen, I just happened to see today on the...
The A to Z of karma from different first edition and second edition.
Yeah, first edition I have read. Second edition, what is the...
Actually, first edition was written many years ago. The second edition, I think, I'm not sure, I'll ask Eru, but the second edition, I think, has got many additional updates. We've updated the book. So it is A to Z, because after a couple of years, the book became outdated. So I think in second edition, we have rewritten the book in a new way.
Okay.
I'm not sure if twin karma is covered in that book. I don't know. I'm not sure if twin karma is also there. So mention is there, but obviously we have not. We have to rewrite the whole book on karma and twin karma. But mention is given in the A to Z.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Suki. Meenakshi, Ahem Atma, Renuka. No more after Renuka, please. Renuka is last. Meenakshi, Ahem Atma, Renuka.
Shubham, sir.
Shivam.
Sir, I would suggest for mind because the karma is also created because of the mind. Mind is the director, I think. So once we understand the mind and we are able to control the mind, I think
So
everything
now
around us is.
you're in control, or you're still having a
No,
tough
sir.
challenge?
No, sir. I have come and like once I'm in consciousness, then again I'm in mind. Once I'm in consciousness, process is going on.
At least thanks Sip, at least you understand the meaning of it. बेचारे वो लोग जो नहीं समझते हैं, जो मन में डूबे हैं, they really suffer, right? People who know the meaning of mind and consciousness, at least they are on the seesaw. Like the people who don't know the meaning of mind and consciousness, they must be so troubled. They must be dead. They must be dead because of the mind.
Oh, so people are around me only, like they are unable to sit in silence for 5 minutes. If I say them ki at least sit for 2 minutes, they are not able to do that. So mind is the biggest problem, I think, which should be resolved first. So that is my suggestion. I have question also, sir.
Yes.
When we say ki I need to kill the mind and we sit in silence, so that is also the thought na ki I need to kill the mind. I need to kill the mind. Like I'm sitting in silence for the purpose of killing the mind or reducing the thought rate. So that is also a thought. So
Yes.
like is that
It
so
is
my
a
question
thought, but it is not a thought from the mind. It is a thought from your consciousness.
Okay.
That's the difference. The mind will not give you the thought, I want to kill the mind. The mind will kill that thought.
Okay.
The thought that comes, I want to still the mind, I want to kill the mind, that thought is coming from your intellect. And that thought is emanating from your consciousness.
But sir, in silence, when we are sitting in silence, and this thought particularly coming again and again, and this remains consistent. Yeah, I need to kill I need to kill. So is that like I feel that is also from mind?
No, that's
So
not the mind. Because mind will not let you say that. No, mind will not allow that thought.
Achha.
Mind will distract you. Mind will tell you, अच्छा गुलाब जामुन खाएंगे. Mind will tell you, ठीक है, baby का क्या,
But
baby
then
का
I
क्या
try
है.
then I try to stop that. Ki, suppose I have thought of gulab jamun khayenge, then I again come in. Acha, I come in consciousness. Then okay. Acha, understood, sir.
Now see how you got it. When you come back to consciousness, then you come back to I want to kill the mind.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Ahem Atma Renuka. 2 questions before we close.
Guruji, I am going to start reading this. Death is not the end. Death is liberation. In most of the books I read, fear, false evidence appearing as real. Among all fears, the fear of the death is the number one for everybody, actually. How this fear of death can be overcome by treating it as death is a celebration. How is it possible? For an ordinary person, it is not at all possible. How death can be a celebration?
By
To
realization.
overcome the fear of death in the context
Death can be celebration only after realization.
Okay, but it may not be possible for
When
ordinary 99% masses.
No, of course, when there's a realization, I am the immortal soul. I am not the body that dies. Not 99%. See, let me tell you, if a person is scientifically observing birth and death, simple thing that person can understand. Body will die. People will say, I passed away. Body was born after 9 months. I was conceived. So the body will die. I will not die. I am not the body that will die. This is not so difficult to realize.
But
what is difficult is I am the soul is Sip. That part is little more difficult.
But still the body is getting still the death of the body happens. But उस fear को कैसे overtake करना कैसा है actually? How is it? No? It is practically maybe easy for a group like us, but even a person's or a group like us, we are finding it very difficult. We are seeing the death of lot of persons. What will happen to us the next
You read,
moment?
you read the
Huh?
book, and then talk after 3 days.
Yeah, surely. Surely I will come back. I will come back.
Okay, you will overcome fear of death like this.
Okay, okay.
Just
Sure,
like
sir.
this.
Thank you,
Death,
Guruji.
death,
Thanks.
death is like a sunset.
Okay.
Sunset somewhere is sunrise somewhere.
Okay, okay. But in which costume we will take birth? That is another fear. No, death is not a thing.
Why should we take birth? We will become one with SIP.
Okay, okay.
Therefore,
Sure,
the
sure.
celebration.
Thanks.
That is the moment of liberation. That is the moment of
Okay,
celebration.
okay, okay. Thanks, Guruji. Thanks.
Thank you, Renuka Jain. Last question.
Shivoham AiR, my question means I will prefer Karma book, but I'm having a thought that once the zygote is made, formed, so the karma comes first, mind will take its own time to develop. When the human development
How can the mind take its time to
because the
develop?
programming is there.
How
The
can
cell
the
will
mind?
make.
You're talking from a scientific point. You're a scientist. No, so you're talking from a scientist point of view. The mind does not exist. How can it develop?
The brain will be developing,
A
yeah.
brain
But
will.
the karma will come in the zygote itself at that stage from both the parents.
Without
Also,
without the karma, the zygote will not be created.
okay.
The moment you understand, suppose there's a child in the zygote stage, only a child is blind. In the zygote stage, only that blind is already created. If you don't become blind during the fetus and embryo, in the time of when the genes, when the fertilization takes place, I believe the entire life is in that first cell that multiplies.
Yeah.
I'm not a scientist. I can't tell you
No,
more
but
about it.
the concept is clear that mind does not exist. So how does it will exist in the zygote?
So the mind is only out of
It is just
avidya.
out of curiosity.
Out of avidya, out of ignorance, the mind and ego which does not exist, that me is carrying karma and is born in a zygote because of our avidya. In reality, it is not, doesn't exist, the mind and ego. Because of ignorance, the mind and ego comes in a zygote.
Okay.
And then the brain develops and
Brain
the
develops, yeah.
and the human being develops, but the mind and ego is already there.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. I saw your message on the podcast. I'll just come back to you. Okay. So my dear friends, thank you for your suggestions. We have got 2 books, and between 9 p.m. today and 9 a.m. tomorrow, Chip will tell us which book to write. And right now there's a seesaw. I see lots of people promoting karma, lots of people promoting mind. But I can assure you, one book we will write in March and one book we will write in April. So the next book I must think about is May, because we already got 2 books. With folded hands, I bow down and I will see you tomorrow at 8.